Chris Rogers, and we are going to return to another sexist argument. Honestly, if you do hashtag shave your legs on Twitter tonight, you will see the conversation that's taking place across the capital. It wasn't that long ago. We were discussing the argument over whether it was sexist or not to tell a woman to wear high heels in the office and not flat shoes, and to wear a skirt and not jeans or trousers. The employer argued that it was about a dress code, it wasn't about being sexist, and of course she was an actress, wasn't she, who was doing some temping work. She quite rightly created a huge debate about whether it was actually sexist to tell a woman how to dress in a certain way. Well, it's back. A customer of the shoe shop office has complained after receiving an email which says, "Show a little leg, just don't forget to shave them." It was part of an advert for their summer show collection. The 24-year-old mum contacted the website Mumsnet to say she would no longer be shopping at the retailer after receiving what she thought was a sexist email. But was it sexist, or was it just a little bit of fun? Well, it's led to a huge, as I say, Twitter conversation on social media over the last 24 hours, with many people stepping forward informing us that they have been told to shave their legs as part of the dress code of work, and they too find it sexist. Let's speak to Michelle Ellman, shall we? A body confidence coach. Hello, Michelle.
Hi there.
Right, let's get straight to it. Is it sexist to expect women to shave their legs?
I personally think it is. I think it's sending the message that our natural bodies aren't good enough, and there is a double standard between men and women because men aren't expected to shave and upkeep levels of grooming which are frankly unrealistic, because at some point, whether you shave or wax, you are going to be a bit stubbly and not be completely hair-free, because that's what nature intended.
But don't most women, and I'm speaking like a bloke here, so I've got to be careful, but don't most women like to have smooth legs? Don't they actually feel quite sexy and feminine when they do shave their legs? Isn't it true that most women actually choose to shave their legs, not because of what men may think, it's how they feel?
Yes, definitely, but the only reason a woman should shave is if she wants to, and she shouldn't be told to do so by a company that are selling shoes.
Right, yeah, well, I mean, was it sexist or was it just a little bit of fun? That's the question we're asking. We'd love to know your views as well, 0207 224 2000. Let's just remind ourselves of what the email said. Show a little leg, just don't forget to shave them. I mean, would a woman who doesn't shave her legs want to show off those legs?
I mean, I feel like the comment that she's being too sensitive and a lot of people are saying she's overreacting is actually sexist in itself. It's actually a form of gaslighting, because it's saying that her emotions aren't valid and they're dismissing her feelings. That's what she feels about it. And frankly, if I was a company, I would care what my customers think.
Well, I'm just playing devil's advocate here, as I'm sure you appreciate, Michelle, but I'm sure Office would argue that because the majority, not the minority, but the majority of women in the world do shave their legs, they were actually just reflecting that. They were just saying, show a bit of leg, but don't forget to shave them, because sometimes you can go for a week or two and as you say, get a bit of stubble. Maybe the intention was not to be sexist, it was just to kind of prey on what we do in society, which is shave.
I actually agree with you on that. I think they didn't have a malicious intention, but I do think that it wasn't a completely thought-out email or a well-executed one. And I think it's kind of reflecting the change in perceptions at the moment, where women are trying to be more vocal about these double standards in the beauty industry and these standards of perfectionist ideals that need to be squashed.
Okay, so is it sexist to tell a man to wear a tie and shirt to work?
Well, I think that's different as opposed to a dress code.
Why?
But it should be.
Why is that different?
Because I think in common media, wearing even in some offices, not wearing a tie is completely acceptable. Whereas women are being told how they should, like makeup. Makeup is actually how you look. That's your face. You shouldn't have to change that in order to fit into societal norms.
Okay, so would it be wrong to tell a man not to wear makeup if he chooses to? Some men do. You've only got to watch an episode of Towie.
No, I don't think you should be able to tell a man not to wear makeup. If he wants to wear makeup, he should be allowed to.
But what happens if it's not the dress code of that company. They don't want men wearing makeup. They don't even particularly want women wearing too much makeup. They want a smart appearance that reflects the norm of society. Is that being sexist, or is it just having a dress code?
But I think
because we have this in schools, don't we? You know, kids aren't allowed to wear earrings. They certainly wouldn't allow a male student to wear a dress. They probably wouldn't allow certain pupils to wear short skirts or skirts that are too short. Mind you, some of the schools in my area, it makes you wonder if they've got any uniform policy whatsoever. It does get grey, the area, doesn't it? It does get mixed.
Definitely, and I think there's a difference between abiding by a dress code when there's a uniform and setting apart men and women in terms of what is acceptable to wear and not wear. Yeah.
So you stand by your comment that this is sexist when you're telling women that, I mean, the office obviously didn't intend to be sexist, but you're saying there is still a culture. It does show that there is still a view of how women should look that is sexist.
Yes. Okay. I think I stand by that comment purely because I think they didn't intend it that way, but in this day and age, people have opinions, and you actually get to have a platform now through social media of saying these opinions, and they should be taking this into consideration.
Okay. Well, look, I had to play devil's advocate with that because we've tried to contact Office, we've tried to get a response from them, but we got nowhere, Michelle. So thank you very much for your time, Michelle Elmond there, who's a body confidence coach. What do you think? I mean, do you think it is sexist that the shoe company or boot company Office presume that women shave their legs and want to shave their legs and perhaps should shave their legs? Is that sexist? Or is it actually just about what is considered the norm, what's considered attractive, what's considered acceptable? I've been to some parts of the world where women don't shave at all. They just don't shave their legs. It's just not part of their culture, but the men still love them and the women are still happy. It's not the end of the world. It's not a deal breaker. Have we become a sexist society? 0207 224 2000.